Hey family, welcome back to my channel. Now, here I want to make sure that the information that I bring to you, the cases that I report on, I want to make sure I follow up on them. You know what I'm saying? I hate to be like, hey y'all, this is what happened, and then I don't keep you informed. So this case, Tyler Chase Butler, that's his name. If you're not familiar with this case, I reported on it last week. This was the Virginia black man, okay, that was defending his home at 3 o'clock in the morning. Now he goes outside, ends up shooting two of three people, ends up killing one of the guys. Now, I don't want to get too far into the details because I already reported on this case, but if you like more details, I'll link the video to this video, okay? It's just frustrating because when he first got arrested, they denied his bond immediately. They was like, nope, I guess you are considered a threat to society. You're not getting bond. And that just is crazy to me. Like, this man chilling at his house, he ain't do nothing. He ain't do nothing to nobody. And they're treating this man like a criminal. This stuff, y'all, we have to call out. We cannot let it slide. This man was denied bond immediately after being arrested. And recently they appealed his bond. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you on the website, which how I got the information is whenever there's a situation, you figure out what county the situation occurred in. And then you go to that website and you look under criminal search or criminal justice search, civil tickets, criminal tickets, whatever. You look for that type of information and then you type their name in, okay? And I'll give you an example here. So here we're gonna do a little bit of research, okay, on this channel. So if you're not a research person, that's fine. You can follow along. If you like to take information and further research that information up, please, I encourage you to do that, okay? So let's talk about how they denied his bond appeal, and also how he has court coming up this month, which is June 18th, 2025. Okay, that's like a Wednesday. All right, so let's get into it. If you've made it this far, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe, because I'll tell you what, I get a lot of people who say, I don't want to hear about the black community. Thumbs down. I don't care about the issues going on with y'all and your community. I'm tired of hearing about it. I got black fatigue. Thumbs down. I think that you need to stop playing like you're a victim. Thumbs down. So you know what? We need to combat that, y'all. And I appreciate y'all. Even if you don't subscribe, that's cool. Just go ahead and like the video so that way I can reach like-minded people like yourself. Okay, family? I appreciate it. So here I went to Spotsylvania Circuit Court. I believe that's how you're pronouncing it, okay? So bear with me. But anyways, we went to this website. You can search for civil and criminal cases. We entered Tyler Chase Butler, and this is some information we got, okay? So I just want to call out how, if you look right here, it states that on the 19th, he had a bond appeal. Now, I'm not the best at reading this information, but it's pretty simple and to the point, okay? And then again, you can always use things like Google and AI to help you interpret things if you're unsure. All right, that's just a little tip. But anyways, it states here that there was a bond appeal on May 19th, 2025. Currently, he's in custody now. His lawyer is Sarah Buskirk. So I'll show you a picture of her and where she works in just a moment. And some more information. His arrest date was May 6th. So it did take 3 days, it looks like, to arrest him because it states the offense date was on May 3rd, okay? So you can get some information from reading the actual court details, okay, guys? I encourage you guys to read details of cases if you can. Now, it states at 5:20 or on May 20th at 9 a.m., his bond was denied. This happened in courtroom 1. I was trying to find his judge. I even made a couple calls, y'all. I was trying to find out who his judge was. And he was like, oh, we don't know who the judge is on file. Let me see if I can figure out some notes from that information. I straight up asked her, you don't think that's weird that you don't have information for a judge on case? Like, y'all are the courts. Like, how come you don't have information on the judge on these cases? They're like, you may have to contact the lawyer. So this is just issues I think that all Americans face when trying to deal with the government and the justice system in America, okay? But anyways, I was on the website and was looking at who handles courtroom 1, who handles courtroom 2. So again, can't be sure, but I can suspect which judge it is based off of the data that was on the website. So anyway, won't go into that. But I wanted to call out how on May 20th, it states his bond was denied. So just imagine you sitting here at your house, just minding your business at 3 o'clock in the morning, really not doing nothing to nobody. Like, just chilling. And you get arrested and not even allowed to return back to your home. You could have kids, children, parents, bills, jobs, etc., dogs, animals, like, and they're just treating this man like he a criminal. It's mind-blowing, y'all. And it's not fair. We need to call it out. He should not be in jail right now. He should not even be charged with murder. and malicious wounding. And he for dang sure shouldn't have his bond denied. He's not a threat to society. This man was just minding his business. You know what I'm saying? So it's really frustrating how they treat us. So you can't be jogging down the street. You can't be in a car with 3 or more black people. You can't be sleeping in your own home. You can't be just walking down the street minding your own business. There's just so many things we can't do as black people. People can say, it's free country. Okay, if it's free country, then why does stuff keep happening? I'm tired of watching these news station and these people like the Hodge twins. Devori Darkins is another one. Like, I was watching his stuff and I'm like, he great and stuff when it comes to political concerns, but even he leans a little bit more to the Republican side, and he really doesn't speak up on black issues for me like I want. And when I say that, I expect more from black creators, because that's just what I expect. I'm sorry. If you are a black creator and you have a platform, I expect you to be bringing light to the issues that we are facing. Otherwise, I don't trust you. You know what I'm saying? I just don't trust you. Let's go back into the case here. So I just wanted to show you how they denied his bond. So they denied his bond the first time when he got arrested, but this was a bond appeal. Let's be clear on that. This wasn't his first time asking for bond. This was a bond appeal. So they had the opportunity to correct themselves and make the right decision, but did they? No, they did not, y'all. This is wrong. And then they want to leave out the judges on the case. I swear they do that on purpose. You can say, well, that's just how it goes. Whatever. It don't even make no sense how you have cases and court records and you'd have all of this information, but you don't have the judge presiding over the case. They do it on purpose, y'all. They make it hard on purpose. Let's continue on. So let's go back to some more information. There's a lot of information on here too. He got some other charges, but I'm not one of them people. We're not going to prejudge this man on issues that happened in the past or things and cases that happened in the past. We don't do that here, okay? We're not the news stations. We're not CNN and NBC and all of these people. We don't prejudge people. So I always tell people, if you were moving forward and putting one step in front of the other, brother, I salute you, okay? Because the one thing I can salute, one thing I respect is somebody who's making progress. That's positivity for me. All right, so progress, awesome. So sticking to his recent charges, use of firearm and felony of first offense, malicious wounding, use of firearm and felony first offense, murder in the second degree, and then there is the bond appeal. So people can say, no, that was his first bond. No, it wasn't. That was an appeal. Okay, so they had the opportunity to make it right and they didn't, y'all. I just wanted to show you that was a bond appeal. Second, here is his murder charge, second degree murder charge. Now it's interesting because all right, so because you can see they kicked us out. So let's get back in. Okay, so let's get into his second degree murder charges. So as you see, this is location, again, the county name. You can make sure this is the right person that you're on. And let's take a look. It states that he has June 18th, that he has sentencing. Now it's interesting because I didn't see a plea here. So I'm like, how does he have sentencing? And maybe I'm wrong, but I thought sentencing would happen when someone either pled guilty or they took a plea deal. So I'm looking for the information on the plea and I don't see it. So it's really interesting. So I want to just make sure, again, we'll follow up on that in the future video. I will do my best to give you updates on this case. But I just wanted to, again, show you that you can't be running, jogging, sleeping, napping, eating, walking, breathing. I mean, we can sit here and name everything in the world, and it just seems like it's an issue for everybody else but us. We mind our business, and trouble still follows us. This is frustrating, y'all. It has court coming up on the 18th. So today is the 5th, June 5th, if you're watching this video maybe in the future. And it's odd because it states he has sentencing, and I just don't see a plea there. So again, I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if maybe you can receive like a sentence maybe prior to your actual trial. I don't understand how that's possible, but again, I could be wrong. I'm not a lawyer yet. But again, if you know, let me know in the comments. Okay, so next let's get into who his lawyer is. Okay, this is stuff, again, we need to just be on top of. I ain't saying the lawyer did anything wrong, but I think we need to know who is presiding over this case. Okay, I don't know how this case is being handled. I hope the brother has some help, but if not, brother, I'm doing my best to help you. Okay, states his attorney is Buskirk. And I believe it's Sarah, because I pulled it up here, but let's go to a different yeah, there it is. So I went to just a different case to figure out the attorney's name, and it says Sarah Buskirk. So I did a little research. I couldn't really find too much information, but I did find that she works for Robinson Law, and they are let's pull it up here, criminal defense law, DUI law, and traffic ticketing law. They have some pretty good reviews. They only have 19, but still, hey, that's not too bad. All right. So I couldn't really find too much information on her per se. If I keep digging, I'm sure I could, but that's not something we need to do at this point. I feel like so far she's doing her job. He was denied bond. She put in a request to appeal that bond. It was denied. So at this point, my issue is with the judge. You feel like this man is a threat to society for real? You can't let him out? But the other kids is at home resting and sleeping and stuff, and they cause the situation. That's what makes me the most frustrated, y'all. You know, we built like that. We are raised from ground up. You do not start issues with people, okay, unless you want to finish it. All right? That man was minding his business. It's just frustrating how he didn't create these problems. These problems were brought to him, but they at home resting and chilling. That pisses me off. I'm just gonna be real with you. That's not cool to me. So anyway, her name is Sarah Buskirk. She works for Robinson Law. So far, she's doing her job. He got arrested on the 6th, and she filed on the 19th for a bond appeal. So I believe she's doing her job appropriately so far. Okay, that's the best we can say. We don't have details into the case itself. All right, family, that's all I have for today. I just wanted to bring you an update because all too many times I'll see they'll report on cases, even other content creators and other, podcasters or whatever people are out there. They'll report on cases, but they do not bring updates. I'd be wanting to know what happened in these situations because it could be you, could be me, could be our sons, children, brothers. It could be our family, y'all. And it's important that we stay on top of things like this, okay? So what's some things that can be done, all right? Because judges are supposed to be impartial. They're supposed to be unbiased. They're supposed to be fair. They're supposed to be neutral. So if you find or suspect corruption among lawyers or judges, there's different things that you can do, all right? File a complaint. That's one thing you can do. You can file a complaint. Each state has disciplinary boards that oversee attorneys and judges. So you can report unethical behavior to these different organizations, okay? You can also request what's called a recusal. Now, a recusal is if you believe a judge is biased, okay? Or not being fair, or again, not being neutral, then you can file a motion asking that judge step down, all right? Now, there's more to all of these things that I'm providing, but again, I'm giving you this information so you can look into it some more, okay? All right. You can also appeal the decision. So if you do not agree with the judge's ruling, then you can pretty much challenge it. It can go to the appellate court, and that's a court where they don't really make decisions there, but they review to see if there is some bias or unfairness or something going on to where they'll give you that okay and that stamp to move to a higher court. So you can appeal the judge's decision, all right? You can also expose corruption, okay? Best believe something happened to me, I'm gonna let you know about it. I'm gonna let you know about it, but I'm also going to seek legal action. That's something we do not do. I had a friend, I'm not gonna share their name and organization and details, but I had a friend of a friend of a friend, we're just gonna say that, who sued a company for their negligence when it came to products that they were dealing with at their organization. I'll say that. Now, most people would just let it go, but we have to stop doing that. Nowadays, you can have AI draft you up a letter. You owe me $5,000. You know what I'm saying? You was discriminated against me. I feel that you owe me for this, this, and the third. And if you want to stay out of court, this is what we gonna do. You can try it. At least try. You know what I'm saying? That don't work. Go to court. Get a lawyer. All right? But exposing corruption, seeking legal assistance, this is things that we need to be doing more of in the Black community. I like to apply pressure, y'all. That's all. So, it's lovely when we can apply pressure together. All right. Now, I won't get into the details of it, but suing judges and lawyers is possible. But judges specifically, they have a judicial immunity. So it can be a little more tough when trying to sue a judge, but it can be done. All right. And that people are violating your rights, you need to speak up. Okay. Advocate for yourself. I love people putting out these videos, but I get tired of them too at the same time. Because I'm like, all right, what are we doing now? What are we doing now? Is there a call to action? Do y'all know what call to action is? If not, look it up. But we need to be putting location. The other day, for example, I'll give you an example. The other day in Indiana, and I posted about this, but of course I'm shadow banned. So if you are on my TikTok, big minded, go check me out and unshadow ban me, if you know what I'm saying. But anyway, I'm shadow banned right now. So I posted this video of a biker gang beating up, it was like 6-7 men beating up this black man in Indiana in a bar. One man. They were choking this man. They were punching him in the face. They slammed him on the floor. Beer bottles and everything was flying everywhere. They was calling him the N-word. Y'all, it's the most going on. If you haven't seen that video, go look it up. I'll try to post about it, but every time I do, I get, issues and low view counts. So the reason I brought that up is to say we need to post call to action. People post videos all day. I don't know what location this is. I don't know what county this is. I don't know where it's at. When this happened, was it last year? Yesterday? What's going on? Like, we need to post location. What state? What's the bar's name? It takes just a couple seconds sometimes, y'all, just to do a little bit of research. And if you don't want to do it, send me an email. I'll do it. All right? Just get in the habit of posting a little bit more details. So that way people like myself, because if I see some stuff, I'm going to make a couple calls. I like to call around and say, hey, how you doing? What's going on? All right. So start posting more call to actions. Okay, family? So that's it for today. I just want to thank you so much for stopping by and having this conversation with me. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think he's going to get off on these charges? Do you think he's going to get off on these charges? I sure hope so. I really do. I really hope Miss Buskirk knows what she's doing. I hope she has our brother's back, because at the end of the day, it's not about him being black or white, but it is about her doing the right thing, okay? So that's it for today, family. I really hope this brother gets off on these charges. It's not fair. All the stuff that he has been through and is continuing to go through after the point of them people arriving at his home the first time. So it's amazing that he's still going through, I'm sure, what he would consider a nightmare. This thing, as always, as I say, it's got me hot. It's got me hot, y'all. Like, it's just so unfortunate how they treating our brother right now.